Now, Path of Exile 2's full 1.0 launch is later this year on December 11th. But if you just can't wait till then, next week we are doing our 055 update, and it includes a bunch of changes as well as a new event. Given that, it's finally time to talk about Forbidden Rites, a new event based on the Ritual League that will be starting with our 055 patch next week.
Ooh.
But that's not all. We also have a massive overhaul to the Trial of Chaos, some new Endgame Abyss content, and more. So, let's dive straight
Runes
into
of
it.
Aldor to core.
The King in the Mists and his cultists, left unchecked, have spread their influence. By his will, the Nameless have been performing gruesome rituals throughout Rayclast, all the way from the forests of Ogham to the deserts of the Marraketh, and even Utsal and the Karui Islands, afflicting everything around them with a foreboding darkness. As you can see, they've been quite successful in their efforts, and if not stopped soon, who knows what will become of Rayclast.
Damn.
During the Forbidden Rites event, your goal is to put an end to their nefarious plans. In each area of the campaign, you'll find a ritual encounter. For those unfamiliar, these are effigies that are guarded by the Nameless and their servants. By defeating them within the ritual site, you can then activate the effigy and fight them again as they are revived by dark magic, all whilst various plagues will try to kill you. Defeating the revived monsters causes their blood to go to the effigy to be used as tribute. After the encounter, use the tribute you earned to acquire rewards. These rituals, unlike their in-game counterparts, will not exclusively reward unique items, and instead will give you a bunch of items useful for leveling, like currency for crafting your gear alongside a bunch of equipment. Ultimately, in every area, you get to kill some monsters and then go on a small shopping spree. However, we know people liked having unique item rewards from Ritual, and we wanted that to still be present in the campaign, but we just couldn't give one out in every single area. Throughout each act, 2 times, and once in each interlude part, you'll see these clusters of more epic ritual effigies on the world map. When you reach these areas, you'll notice that unlike normal, the effigies aren't just in a random location in the area, but they're on top of the area's boss fight. By completing these boss rituals, the boss will then be carried forward and added to the next ritual in the cluster in the next area, where you'll face it as part of an increasingly dangerous series of boss waves. For example, the first cluster you'll encounter is shown here, containing large effigies in Clearfell, Mudburrow, the Growlwood, and the Grim Tangle. If you complete the ritual in Clearfell, the Hag boss will appear during the ritual in the Mudburrow, alongside the Devourer. Once you've completed that area, the ritual in the Growlwood will include Bramble.
I mean, it would make the campaign more challenging for sure, but
and the Devourer.
I mean, it's not exciting.
Then, to top it off, when you get to Grim Tangle, the ritual in that area will have its boss, the Rotten Druid, and the previous 3, totaling 4 boss fights in one epic final showdown.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be challenging and fun for sure.
That's where the unique rewards come into play. By completing these epic boss ritual encounters, you then get to spend your tribute on unique items. Given ritual is the content of the league, we wanted to make sure it worked in multiplayer well. Historically, only the creator of the area gets to spend tribute at the end, while your friends just have to watch. We've made some improvements to this experience. In 055, every party member earns their own tribute and can spend it on their own rewards, so no one has to miss out. In order to make it not too rewarding in groups, we've restricted it so party members are unable to reroll the shop and they have fewer options available to choose from.
So, that's the campaign and a multiplayer
Good change for multiplayer.
But what about the endgame? Given that Ritual was already available to be added to your maps.
Well, once you reach the endgame, you'll still have ritual encounters in every area, and they'll still give unique items and omens, but we've added one extra mechanic here to add new difficulty and reward heights to your in-game maps. After completing rituals in endgame, you want to keep an eye out for this item, a Sacred Bloom, which you can spend tribute on to acquire. If you happen to find one, you can then use it and apply an entrance to the Wildwood to an in-game map of your choice on the Atlas. Then, when you enter that map, you'll find this entrance at the start of the area. By entering it, you're sent into the Wildwood. You have limited time here, but while in the Wildwood you can find wisps, and you want to follow the trails of them and collect as many as possible. There are 3 different types of wisps: Primal, Vivid, and Wild.
Okay.
When you then have to exit the Wildwood, the wisps are freed and will spread across the map, possessing and influencing many monsters. Primal wisps, when freed, can cause normal monsters to become magic monsters. Vivid wisps, when freed, can add additional modifiers to rare monsters.
Okay.
And wild wisps add rarity of items dropped to all monsters. If you're really lucky, keep an eye out for these sacred wisps. I wonder what they do. Of course, you can gather all 3 types of wisps if you really want to juice your maps.
Okay.
And by using ritual tablets, you can increase the amount of wisps found while in the Wildwood. Be
What says it
warned,
down
though,
below? Okay.
While affected monsters drop better items, the wisps also empower them, making them considerably more difficult to defeat.
So, that's the Forbidden Rites event. While it isn't a full league in the traditional sense, it gives you the perfect opportunity to start in a fresh economy.
For those of you who enjoy having clear goals to work towards, this event league also introduces a new set of 8 challenges.
What are the rewards?
These include completing the campaign rituals, defeating named rare monsters, reaching level 90, and more. Completing them will earn you 4 exclusive cosmetic rewards and a statue for your hideout to commemorate your success. Swarm your enemies with the Locust Footprints effect. And send your foes scurrying to their demise with the Locust Swarm Finisher effect. Fear the dark no longer with your Wildwood Guardian pet at your side.
That's kind of cool.
And level up in fashion with the Wildwood Affliction level up effect.
Next, let's talk about the Trial of Chaos.
Nothing too crazy.
Since Early Access launched, we've received a lot of feedback about the Trial of Chaos.
Yeah, it's, you know.
It was just obvious that it wasn't good enough.
You had to wait.
So we've gone through pretty much every part of this trial and made improvements across the board. There's so much to cover here, so let's just fire away with some of the more important changes.
Okay.
Starting with a banger. You can now leave the Trial of Chaos between rooms and resume later at your leisure.
Okay. I've been disconnected before, so that's good.
Alongside improving almost every aspect of the encounter types, we've made far more of the rooms just about slaying all the enemies, instead of the more specific objectives like escorting the statue or implanting soul cores.
Okay.
We've increased the size of that pesky elevator and made them more responsive. We've made the doors between rooms open quicker and from further away.
Big.
We've shortened the distance between rooms to have less running.
Huge.
We've added a lot more inherent scaling to the area and to the Trial of Sekimas too, to account for the lack of Atlas Tree. We've made the Trial Master only time freeze to spawn in all the monsters once
Amazing.
at the start of the run, instead of in many of the rooms. On top of that, we have done a full pass on all the modifiers, making them significantly less dangerous at lower tiers,
Okay.
and rising to the same difficulty at their maximum tier. Additionally, all the modifiers now grant bonuses to item rarity too. The modifiers now also have better descriptions, being more explicit about what danger you're signing up for.
Okay. All right,
We've
that's
also added
good.
a new kind of modifier
Ooh.
called a wager modifier. These are meta mods that can significantly increase the danger and reward of your trial. For example, this one increases the tier of every modifier already applied to your run, but in exchange for that, doubles all the currency you've earned so far in the run. There's about a dozen of these, and they have some pretty interesting effects. Sometimes you want to apply them early in the run, other times late. They add a very cool dynamic element to the mod selection between rooms. The Uxmal the Beast Lord boss fight in the Trial of Chaos has had its arena redesigned entirely. Less flying, more attacking. The more significant elite monsters that spawn during the Trial of Chaos are now more dangerous, but more rewarding. Speaking of rewards, you can now also find these chests between each room to get some bonus items for your efforts.
That's nice.
And the rewards available when choosing modifiers no longer offer random corrupted items. now exclusively offering only currency items and soul cores.
Good, because nobody ever used them.
And we've done a full balance pass on those too, to make them more powerful.
Ooh.
Alongside adding some new ones to the trial and endgame.
Okay.
Speaking of the trial and endgame, for those looking for a greater challenge, you'll no longer need to have to stop after 10 rooms. You can now continue all the way to room 30,
What?
with the difficulty and rewards escalating as you progress. Combined with the previously mentioned wager modifiers, the rewards of these runs can get very, very juicy.
4 divines?
Reaching these later rooms will also allow you to obtain all 3 Trial Master fragments in a single run, giving skilled players a clear and reliable path towards facing the Trial Master rather than leaving their progress entirely to chance.
We're gonna farm Trial of Chaos, boys.
We've moved
Next
the
week.
functionality of the wager currency mechanic from magic inscribed ultimatums that could drop from the Trial Master into the base mechanic. This can be accessed at the end of every 10th room. Overall, this is a much more polished version of the Trial of Chaos, and we think it addresses many of the concerns players have raised over the past several months.
When we introduced the new endgame and Return of the
I like
Ancients,
it. I like it.
we wanted the journey through the fortress to feel epic. And it was.
But your first time progressing through it, it is a massive undertaking. With a fresh economy, we wanted to make the fortress easier to complete. So in 055, we're making some changes. After completing the main questline, you can now just venture out of the fortress and find another Arbiter of Divinity key. By defeating this more difficult version of the boss, all remaining sections of the fortress will be automatically completed.
What?
Now, onwards to Abyss. We're introducing a
do it,
new
6
Atlas
times
feature
anymore?
centered around it.
We wanted to
Is
add
it one
more
more
things to
time?
find when exploring the Infinite Atlas.
That's
So,
crazy.
We've added these new abyssal ravines that can appear. Each map on the ravines has abysses in it, and as you complete each along it, the next map gets more and more rewarding as you push the Abyssal Legion back. When you reach the last map on the ravine, you'll have a guaranteed Abyssal boss encounter.
The Forbidden Rites event will not have Runes of Aldo content in each area. But fret not. Pharaoh, Danig, and Expedition content is still going to be available in the Atlas as core, and that includes standard leagues.
Okay.
You can now continue to find expeditions in-game, but from Act 4 onwards. In the endgame, expedition tablets will now be available, allowing for some new levels of investment into the league. Such as having 2 full expeditions in just one area,
Okay.
alongside up to 2 standalone remnant encounters. With tablet mods, you can now even get many sentries per expedition, resembling an almost sentry minion build as you run around and apply runic modifiers to monsters across the maps.
Okay.
The existing Runes of Aldo League will continue to run, so if you want to keep playing there, finishing your endgame and completing challenges, feel free to do so.
So that's all our new content summarized for this Event League and 055 update.
In case you didn't see it alongside Path of Exile 1's release for Curse of the Allflame, here's a reminder to check out our supporter packs and mystery box that release with it, which are now fully available for use in Path of Exile 2 as well. These include the Plague and Remedis supporter packs, and the Curse of the Allflame mystery box, with some epic items including armor sets, weapon skins, weapon effects, map devices, hideouts, a new tracking scroll, some otters, and much more.
It was a lot of
If you
stuff
would like to
in the
purchase
mystery
the
box.
Curse of the Allflame mystery box, it's available now
Like
through the
tons
in-game
of stuff.
shop
You gotta spend like
and Path of
$500.
Exile 2 website. For more information, head to pathofexile2.com
I believe we get one for free as a Twitch
all
drop.
the details. We'll also be releasing some cool new armor sets and skill effects alongside this release.
Okay.
Check these out. If you're interested, keep an eye out on the store with the new release. Thanks for your support.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, we had originally thought we were going to deploy a much larger balance pass in this patch. But unfortunately, with all the other work going on for our 1.0 release,
Rip.
we were not able to get these changes ready in time.
Rip.
It's been a lot more work than we expected. So rather than deploy something substandard, we decided it would be better to take our time with the balance changes and just release the Event League anyway. All those balance changes that were slated for 055 will now be happening in 1.0 instead.
Oof.
The full release patch is shaping up to be a huge one, and if you haven't done so yet, you can acquire exclusive milestone rewards just by signing up at pathofexile2.com.
Hopefully they don't
for the
do
1.0
a ton of
release.
nerfs.
Also,
For 1.0?
we hope you join us for ExileCon on November
That'd be a
7th
little
New
rough.
Zealand time to see what else we've been cooking up. But in the meantime, we hope you enjoy the Forbidden Rites event, which starts at the end of next week. See you in Rayclast. We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D, so get your questions ready.
Damn. Not even like half balance changes, just none. That's... Well, I hope it's more like... I mean, there's some big things like cast on crit, comet, plus level to skills, stuff like that that need to kind of go away. But hopefully they bring underperforming skills up instead of bringing the top ones down, you know? Hopefully that's the case. Well, that's the reveal. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to pass on this. I mean, besides, I mean, even like the challenges aren't even like crazy. It's not like a suit armor like we have for 0.5 or anything. Nothing real crazy.
G'day and welcome back.